Okay, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Bear's Garden Adventure. I want to do a garden update today, but I also want to do a transplant. This tomato plant here is one of the ones that the mole attacked, and he went up under here through the bottom because I cut the bottom out, and the other plant he did the same thing to, and I had to transplant the other plant too, and I found that that whole entire root system was just a big ball of caked clay mud. That's what the mole did. The mole brought it up from the bottom of the pot into the plant and stunted its growth. And this one has done the same thing. So let me show you real quick. The one I transplanted last week, it was looking just like that one, actually worse. Almost the whole entire plant was yellow. That one's showing no signs of growth, and it's been in that pot and in the ground for well over a month now. And I transplanted this one. And look at all the new growth on it. It was all yellow like this down here. The whole entire thing had turned yellow. So I went to go see it was wrong, and I found a big giant clay ball around the roots. It's growing back. It's growing new limbs down there. It's growing new limbs up top. And the other one's doing nothing. All the other one has on it is a flower. It grew one flower, and that flower just barely opened up like a day or two ago. But other than that, it's showing no signs of progress. So I'm gonna go down here. This is all good sifted dirt. And there's also some potting soil in the bottom of this. So go down here and find that potting soil. Here, I'll mix up. It's a bag of potting soil, what's left over of the bag. So that'll be good for these plants. The other one's potted just like this. Fresh dirt, fresh potting soil for nutrients. What? Okay. All right. Let's get to working on this plant. So let's scoot all the dirt over to one side. And we're going to take this plant and take it completely out. Oh, I just got my coffee dirty. I can't drink that now. I'm making a video, Mom. Okay. This guy's heavy. Came right out. Came right out. Okay, see that? It's not quite root bound here, but it's getting root bound down there. So we're going to go ahead and put it down over here and work the dirt away from the roots. And my psycho puppy's playing because they're happy mom's outside. I don't know why this one's growing like that. It's just growing like this for some reason. This one does not have any clay on it at all whatsoever. No clay. The other one, let me tell you, the other one was packed. All this was clay on the other one, which explained why it was dying of thirst and air. So I guess we'll just do like we did with the last one, and hopefully it'll survive just like with the last one. This is one of the ones I planted from seed. I would hate to see it go. But this is how you refresh it though. This is how you help it out a whole lot. When they're stunted and can't grow, just go in there like so. clean out them roots. I water mine first. I gave it plant food last night, some of my tea, to make sure it has nice good nutrients around its roots before I start the transplant. And I just gonna go in here and mix this dirt up a little bit, down. If you can see what I'm doing, spreading the roots out with the dirt itself. Getting some of the dirt, some of the roots underneath the dirt down there on the bottom. Pull up on it just a little bit as you plant down, as you put the dirt down. That way you're getting dirt all around the roots, inside everything. And she will thank you for it. If she wants to fight and survive, she will fight and survive. But she will thank you for it by growing. You will see within a matter of days, you'll see a difference if she takes to this transplant. If she doesn't take to this transplant, you'll see in a week or two to where she's finally starting to come back and grow on top and grow more branches out here. This is how I pack it. I don't like packing with my hands if I can help it. I'd rather do it like that. Pack the dirt evenly, in my mind anyways. Looking good. Wow, I tell you what, when I first brought this plant over here, it was really heavy. So maybe too much of the soil that I made last year and compost that I made last year, maybe too much of that soil was too much for these plants. So now it's basically cut to about half and half, because I mixed my soil with a whole bag of soil, and then I mixed more soil on top of that, which is what you see here. So yeah, it's a lot lighter. She's not as heavy as she was with the soil I gave her before, so she ought to be happy with this. All right, we're gonna go put her back down over here, and then we'll do our garden tour. I'll let her sit over here for a few days with just minimal light, just like I did with the other one. I set the other one down here with minimum light, and it came back just fine. So we'll see what happens here. And this dirt's going to settle a little bit, and I'll put more dirt around the top, or I'll just leave it how it is because she's open to the bottom. All right, that's dirty hands and all. Let's go check out the garden. Let's do a garden tour. Oh. All right, let's start out in front. This is my pollinator bed. I don't get very much bees yet. I've only had a few bees visit my pollinator bed. I'm still waiting for these to come out. They're everywhere, and there's no flowers coming off of them yet. I have no idea what they are, but I have a feeling they're going to be a big size flower. It's my mom's tiger lily. She passed away the last year, and I planted this for her. I planted 3 of them, and when I laid all this stuff down here and I flipped the ground over, I actually forgot about all 3 of these. I'm sorry, Mom. And this one actually grew back. Look at that grasshopper. Yeah, we don't like grasshoppers, they eat everything. But I planted this for my mom. And this one came back after turning all the soil over, and the other 2, because I forgot about them, they didn't come back. But this one did come back strong and tall, and it's almost as tall as the light. And they're going to open soon. Beautiful flowers in this pollinator-friendly flower patch, but it doesn't seem to be something that the bees like too much. Store-bought. They're doing okay. I just fed everybody last night. Everybody's wired out, stringing out. The leaves are uncurling. The leaves are uncurling. The leaves are all curled up before you feed them. But I think these leaves are curled up like that because they're baby leaves. They're small leaves. I think that's why they're curled. I'm not sure. Because all the big ones are straightened out. But the smaller ones on the tips, those are the ones that I'm waiting to see what happens with those. Same thing with this one. They look like they need something. So I've been giving these food for the last 2 weeks. Here's the rock wall, or the brick wall, full of flowers. My nasturtiums took a bad hit by the sun. And my thyme's growing really well. This is some type of basil. I forget what kind. It smells so good. This is a flower. I have no idea. I forgot what I put in here. This I think is a long leaf thyme. I really believe this is a thyme. I'm going to have to get my seed packet and see what that is. I think it's a thyme. It could be a flower. It could be a flower. Very well be a flower. I don't know. But these beautiful marigolds. I love marigolds. This is another basil. Oh, that's a lemon basil. It smells so good. Here's a wasabi radish. That's not going to grow probably. It might just go to seed because it's so hot. These are the ones I got from my girl's sister. Planted them for her, for my girl. And they're supposed to be purple, but I don't know. There's a few that might be purple. There's a few that might be purple, but they're not doing too much. This is the one that we kept stepping on. Look how tall it is. It's taller than me. I'm 6'2". And this is the one that kept getting stepped on over and over and over again. So I decided to keep it because it was so strong. And look at how it grew. Isn't that beautiful? Let's go look at the front. Look at that. All those times it was stepped on. And some more nasturtiums. These ones weren't moved, but still they're not doing too good in the sun. So I'm going to eventually take these out and put them in the shade somewhere. Some more flowers. I don't remember what kind. Some more herbs. I love basil. That smells so good. I don't know what that is. That's just all it's done. I believe this is my safflower. And if these are the safflowers, they're like saffron. They're called safflower. And I really hope these are the safflower. These, I don't know. I don't remember. I'll have to see when I open. Oh, here's one of my favorite so far, next to the lemon. This is a sweet basil. It's either Chinese or Japanese sweet basil. And let me tell you, when I say that this basil smells like bubble gum, it literally smells like bubble gum from back in the day. You get the big square block of bubble gum. Bubble gum is what it smells like. It's strange. That's what I'm gonna use to make my first tea with too. This is, I think, another lemon. Let me see. Yeah, it's another lemon basil. These are chamomile. I'll be able to make some chamomile tea soon. Some more basil. This is some bee balm. I just rescued a worm. I smashed a worm. I rescued this. The worm was eating it. Down here too. In fact, is that it right there? No. Yeah, this is bee balm. These are some weird sunflowers. I don't know what happened here. Again, my nasturtium, I had to move them because they were getting killed by the sun. They're starting to come back now. You see these green. Lily are Shasta daisies. Never did more than this. These are 2 years old now. Another plant like the one down there. I'm not quite sure what it is. Some more chamomile. Here is another wasabi. Wasabi radish. I'm waiting for that seed. Look, you guys, I did it. I grew lavender from seed. It is very, very hard to grow lavender from seed. And here's another lavender. This lavender grew from seed. I put this one in the freezer, and I had 3, and only one survived. And this lavender was winter sown out in a container all winter long. And look how much better it did than what was put in the freezer for 3 weeks. And my deal is finally deal. It smells good too. It's awesome. Strawberry patches. Strawberry patches are getting massive, guys. Look at that. In fact, I think I'm gonna take this little booby trap over here and put it right here, because right now all they gotta do is smell it or see it. I mean, they see the booby trap, they're not gonna touch him no more. There's a big onion I got from my sister. Decided to put it back in the ground, see what it does. This is a sentinel. This is out here to guard against the squirrels. And it's already, look at these. Already got them. Hello. Already got tomatoes. Yeah, these are my sentinels. These are the ones that are supposed to get eaten by the squirrels other than my other ones. Same thing I've decided with the mint. This is mint. Look how terrible this mint is. Everything likes to eat the mint. But apparently they keep mosquitoes and flies at bay. But everything else likes to eat the mint. This poor mint, it's just terrible. Look at it. Baby snapdragons from seed. Aren't they beautiful? I'll probably get flowers out of them next year. Let's see. This is my big strawberry patch. See right here? That mole came up right here and he stopped right here for some reason. I crammed that metal down in there because they don't like the smell of metal, because they kept avoiding the metal trap. They go all the way around the metal trap. So put some more metal over here. But I fed all this last night, and what I feed him stinks really, really bad. So when he came up right here, that's probably why he stopped. I'm hoping that's why the mole stopped, because he didn't like the smell of my tea. All right, let's get over here the easy way so I don't break my neck. Flowers one of my neighbors gave me when I first moved in. My big bush of snapdragons from last year, they're already done. I wish they'd flower again, but they're done. All right, so down here, I first planted 2 different kinds of watermelons, and they never grew. These are the melons that I had growing over here that never got any bigger than what they were. Now they're bigger. Now they're growing. And I fed these last night too. But this watermelon decided to pop up here about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. Why move it? We'll see what happens. So yeah, there's a watermelon finally growing up in there. That's really cool. We haven't even gone by my watermelons yet, have we? Let's go to the watermelons first before we come over here to the sweet potatoes. So yeah, watermelons, guys, look at them. The watermelons are doing wonderful. They finally started growing. I don't know what's going on with this one. I backed off on the water on this one for 3 days. I gave it barely any water at all, and it has actually started growing again, but it's growing really slow, so I might have given it too much water, so I can back off on the water on that. I think the same thing with these two guys. They're not really growing, and maybe I need to back off on the water with those. Oh wait, I think I see why you're not growing. Look at that. Roots. Oh shit, I have roots showing. They don't like that. Maybe that's why that one wasn't doing too well. Okay. Cover that hole up. Alright, maybe that'll do better now. That one's not got roots growing, but it's not growing for some reason. It's been like that for a long time. Cantaloupe. Oh my gosh, the cantaloupe is really taking off. Cantaloupe. Really taking off. See this pepper? This is an overwintered pepper. I overwintered all my peppers, and this is the only one I guess I did right, because this is the only pepper from last year that survived. Pepper from seed, finally growing. It hadn't been growing for quite a while. Now it's finally growing. These were in the same pot, the long wooden pots that the other melon was in. So these were planted along the back, and the melon was planted in the front. These decided they wanted to grow all of a sudden. I took them out because they weren't growing, just like with the melons over there I showed you guys earlier. So these are growing ever since I gave them my tea 2 weeks ago. They started growing. This is 2 weeks of growth all of a sudden. And I'm gonna give them some more tea tonight. I gave everybody tea last night all the way up to about down there. So I'm gonna give everybody else more tea tonight. But I haven't given tea to yet. So, some more watermelons. Look at them grow. These are newer. There's a little bit behind. These are silver Yamamotos. This one here, I think this is my biggest one. There's two of them. There's another one there. But still though, look how big. That one's big over there too. Let me get to the biggest one. Look at this, you guys. Isn't that something? Yeah. Cantaloupe. 4 different kinds of cantaloupe. The cantaloupe and the melons that I want to stay specific to flavor and stay specific to the species that they are. I'm pollinating myself, and I am going to cover the flowers so nothing else pollinates them. Already I've got 2 in here pollinated, and their flowers are closed. They didn't reopen today, so I don't have to worry about covering those ones up. They will be pure what they are, because they're not pollinated by the bees. They're not getting mixed up at all these other different flowers here. Same thing with these melons. I'm gonna come out here and do these melons the same way. I'm gonna pollinate some of them myself, so the bees don't get everything all mixed up. Okay, here's the corn. I replanted this corn. It's doing quite well. My eggplants, I know nothing about eggplants. They died last year after getting really big because they got spider mites. Before I knew what was going on, they killed them. Okay, look at the rest of the corn. The corn's big. Look at that. Let's take you guys on a trip through the corn. Isn't it cool? Look at all that corn. Some purple stalks. Oops. Sorry, corn. Look at the purple stalks. These ones, I thought they were going to be short. They're not. These ones are taller than me. They're 6 foot tall. The ones in back, I knew they were going to be 6 foot. So in the back, we got a white with a purple husk. I forget what to call it exactly. The one in the middle, I remember it's I believe astronomy or something like that. They're colored corn, sweet colored corn. And these ones are just some small whites that should be done in like 75 days. Oh my God, this, you guys. Last video I did, this is where I took some food from. All the greens. Look how overgrown it is. Look how big these potatoes have gotten. They're not climbing. But look how big these potatoes have gotten. These white flowers in here, I'm not quite sure. I'm seeing some little beans down in here, some seeds.
Hi, baby.
Hi, babe. I'm doing a video, love. These are finally growing. These are the cicada sweets, and they are finally growing. I was so worried about these because they wouldn't grow, but they are finally growing. I left this down so we could step in here a bit. Oh, it's so nice and cool in here. Oh yeah. I love my sweet potato vines. They are so cool. And you can actually eat the leaves. They say they taste like spinach. Look at that. Look, watch, let me show you guys something here. You see me, how tall I am? Look at these vines. and that one is one of the shorter ones. No, I'm kidding. These vines are so long though. Look at them. Look at these vines. Look at that. Look at these vines. These vines probably like 10 feet long because it's going this way. And it's going back this way, all the way down to here. So this vine is probably about 10 feet tall. Oh, let's put you back where you were over there. Yeah, look at those vines. I have got to have big sweet potatoes. I've got to have big sweet potatoes. I'm really hoping for them. I gave these guys a lot of tea. I gave them 2 buckets of tea. And I didn't give these guys any tea. They're almost done. There's no point in giving them tea, I don't think. I didn't give these guys any tea. My battery's about to die. It's at 16%, you guys. All right, let's go on the back here real quick. So these are my dragon eggs. Finally, guys, finally my dragon eggs grew. Look at that. These are cucumbers. Little egg-shaped cucumbers. They're white. This is where the tomato we just transplanted or replanted came from. I'm gonna put it right back down in there in about 4 days. Look at the size of these. I believe these are the yellow lemon squash. They're shaped like lemons. Biggest ones yet. They're huge. Carrots. Carrots are stressed out. They're getting aphids on them. I had to clean the aphids out. I ate a couple of them. They're kind of bitter. Mom didn't seem to mind them too much, but she said they were bitter too. And we'll see how the other ones are doing. I keep looking for aphids. I'm not really seeing any, so. But these ones definitely stressed out and begin to get aphids. Aphids are no good. No bueno. Okay, so let's get another look at this one. This is the one that I transplanted like a week or so ago. And look at all the new growth. It's even got flowers coming in on it. It doesn't need flowers yet, but we're gonna let them grow. And all that yellow down there, it's gonna have to stay that way. I think once the damage is done, it's done. But all this up top, this new growth is beautiful. All right. I fed everybody last night. Everybody I fed my tea last night. Everybody loves it. Standing up tall. I didn't feed these guys the tea. I fed it to them once before though. Here, they are getting so tall. Something ate one of my leaves. For a second there, I thought it ate a whole tip. So I got all paranoid and I put some traps down here. So don't mind the traps. The traps will protect the food. The squirrels see the traps, they try to go the other way. They're not stupid. I wish they were stupid and would kill themselves, but they've learned. They've learned to avoid the traps. But here is another cucumber. I mean, this is zucchini, long white of palmero, and it's not doing too good. There's too much shade, way too much shade, so they're not doing too well. My broccoli and my cauliflower, they're going to bolt. They're not going to grow broccoli or cauliflower. My sisters are doing the same thing over on the farm in Wairika. So yeah, these are fine. I've been eating the lettuce like crazy. These lettuce were not chop and go or cut and come again or whatever they're called. They're not cut and come again. And once they started cutting on those and took too much off, they died. They just gave up. Some of them are still trying to come back. But these, cutting and eating lots of salad, they like to be eaten. Oh. And last but not least, if we have enough video battery left, I mean, let's get over to this part of the garden. So look at my tomatoes. Ever since I put these buckets on them, I raised the dirt inside the square containers, period. You can see some of the avocados are coming up through the new dirt. But this dirt is a planting mulch and a grow mulch mixed. and it's helped a lot. It's helped a whole lot. And look at the new growth, the flowers and the new growth. These were looking pretty bad last week and the week before, but now see all this new growth. All this new growth. Even this one's grown 2 or 3 inches in the last couple of days. I'm serious. Look at these guys. These guys have grown up out of here. They're growing. They were down below the rim. Both of them, they were down below the rim. Now they're finally coming up. And look how good these banana peppers are doing. My goodness. These banana peppers, they love it over here. Accidental potato, letting it go. Avocado, alyssum. So these are one of my white melons. I forget right now what they're called. I'll have to tell you guys later. But this is a white melon. It's white on the inside. This is another cicada sweet. It's deciding that it wants to live, so we're letting it go. Those are the same as those over there in that bucket. Those are the other cicada sweets because these ones weren't growing. Now they are. And this is my biggest white melon. So one of these white melons is a Japanese or Chinese white melon, and the other one is a French white melon, and one of them tastes like a Greek yogurt. That's going to be really interesting to try. The cicada sweets, you're supposed to be able to eat the whole entire melon. So that's it. That's the garden tour. I think everything's about done. This is leftover stuff we need to plant. The bugs won't leave this alone, so I don't even see any point in planting that. This is one beautiful pollinator friendly plant that my friend gave me last year, and it has grown double, triple in size. It's a dwarf upright verbena. A dwarf. This dwarf is taller than me. I love it. It's in my soil. It's been in my soil since I got it. I'm proud of the soil that I make. These potatoes are about done. I'm thinking in July, if they last till July 3rd, it'll be 120 days. So July 3rd is my time of harvesting those. All right, that's the garden tour, you guys. Let me show you one thing that the mole has been doing here. Come on. See that? Oh, that looks all knocked down. A little mound in there. That's the mole. The mole has knocked over all of my onions, but they're still growing. The mole has devastated and knocked over all of my garlic, but it's still growing. Look how bad the mole is doing my garlic. This is why I have cages. This is why I built these, because they were tearing up all my stuff last year. So this year they won't be. All right, that's about it. Okay, my camera died. Oh, look at this corn. I really hope it does good this year. I really do. Too tall. Taller than me. I really hope the corn does good. Well, with that, you guys, that was the garden tour. Everything grown in the garden that we've been doing together. I still have to work on that garden map. I want to get it darker or brighter so it can be seen on camera, because right now the ink is not really picking up on camera. So yeah, with that being said, I will get that one of these days soon, and I will get the garden map going for you so I can tell you everything that's growing out here. Right now I can only tell you this is a melon and this is a pepper or whatever, you know. I can't tell you names without the map. So we'll get the map done, brighten it up and darken it up and get it good for video, and we'll see everything that's growing here. And with that, you guys, remember to grow everything you can in whatever space you have available, because it is possible to grow food for yourself and your family, even if it's just a little bit. You know, just plant and grow. It's really not that hard. It can be intimidating, but literally all you do is get soil, put some seed in the soil and let it grow. After that, go to YouTube and learn on how to grow your seeds and your seedlings from seeds. That's what I did. I went to YouTube, I went to my sister, and I learned a whole lot, and I'm growing lots of different food here, thanks to my sister and YouTube. So go to YouTube and learn how to grow. No matter where you live and what you live in, as long as you have sunlight and light, you can grow. So remember to grow and eat what you grow. Peace out, guys. We're back with a little bit of bonus video. Check it out. Female flower has melons. That's the female. The male flower has no melon. Opened up nice and wide, and you see, I forget what this is called, but where the pollen is open. You see this one here where the pollen is? It doesn't seem too open, and all of them seem to be that way. But remember though, this, be careful, don't break anything, is your first melon on this plant. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to pollinate when the bees are not available. So you go over to this male plant here, this male flower here, and then take your white brush, and now the tip of that white brush, if this camera picks it up, where'd you go, is yellow. See that? It's a little blurry, but you can see that it's yellow. So you take that, come on, and you put it right inside the female flower. And go do it again. If you look at this, some of the yellow is gone. It's not as bright yellow as it was before. Let's see if there's any more. Let's go to the sides of the flower instead of the center. Oh yeah, look at all that. Look at how bright that got again. Okay, that's better. See all that yellow? And we're gonna put it back in here. Brush all over that female flower. See that? And now it's a dull yellow again. All the powders come off of it. And see and look and see now if there are any other open flowers on this vine. And they're closed right now, so they must have been opened yesterday. And these are the same. We got two flowers over here. This is the same type of melon. So I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these too. Let's see, there's one right there. So wow, look how thick that is. See how thick that is now? I'm gonna go back over here. You can even do like this, guys. Let me see. Let me see if we can. Okay, I can even do like this. You can sprinkle it. Sprinkle it on. Yep, that works. And then take your brush and just secure it. Secure it on there. Oh, sometimes I feel like I sound like Bob Ross. Oh, my back hurts from doing this. Okay, let's go get one more. Let's see, here's a flower here. Stop it. Quit. Go in the house. Ellie, go in the house.
Yeah.
Go.
Quiet.
Inside. All right. So now that we got that fresh pollen from a whole nother flower, Bella.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
And we're gonna pollinate just like that. And we've used. We'll go ahead and do this method again. Oh, are you seeing this? Yeah, you're seeing it. Good. Use that method again. Tomorrow this flower should be closed. It might open up one more day, I don't remember, but this flower should be closed tomorrow. But it's going to stay open for the rest of the day to get as much pollen as it possibly can. There's another one there. Actually, we already did that one. This one here. See how bright that got? It's full of pollen. I'm going to go and put some more on this. We're going to make sure that this is pollinated by 5 different flowers. See, there's still a whole lot in there. So we can just take this, do like that again, and this literally knocks it off. Let's see. Yeah. We can even take this. Knock it off. Yeah, look at how dull it is now. There's not so much powder on there. And then let's go ahead and brush it in. Just make sure it's secure. Alright. So, we don't want to get confused with our paint brushes. So, just go ahead and zip tie it. Secure it. That way you have, every plant has a different brush that you have to pollinate yourself. See, if those finally grow, I have to pollinate those. And then those over there, pollinate those. Good pollinating. When you pollinate yourself, you get sure pollination because you are for sure to over pollinate. So yeah, that's some bonus footage, you guys. All right. Peace out, y'all. Laters.